Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I am gonna walk my happy butt over to the futon to check out the Paramount Plus original, Vicious. And the movie, not the Lou Reed song. Anyways, Vicious tells the story of a woman who has to fight for her existence one night when she's visited by another woman who gives her some kind of cursed item. This film is directed by Brian Bertano and it is starring Dakota Fanning and Kathryn Hunter. This is a really weird psychological horror film, and I am really on board with this type of horror movie. I am not a real big fan of super jump scary type of horror. I like the more get in your brain, slow burn, psychological dread and terror. And from the trailer of this looks like it is going to be one hell of a weird ride. So you know what? It's enough of me sitting here jibber jabbering on. It is time for me to get over to the futon, and of course my faithful feline friend Haku is patiently waiting on me, so it's enough of me sitting here jibber jabbering and keeping him waiting. It's time for me to get over there because I need to watch Vicious. You're so vicious. Oh, so vicious. I'll stop. Just getting done watching Vicious, and you know what, guys? In all honesty, I'm gonna have to say that I think I like the Lou Reed song a little bit more than this movie, but that song is really freaking good, and this movie is middle of the road. It's creepy, it's got some scares, but in delivering what it's trying to deliver on, it doesn't quite succeed. So let's get this party started, shall we? We're going to get started with negatives, then move into the positives that end the video on the ever so important high note. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is what is this film's purpose? What is the message? What is this film trying to communicate? It doesn't necessarily draw any lines on why these events are happening specifically to Dakota Fanning's character. Now, this could be just some kind of random thing, or it could have a deeper meaning. The film itself never quite really communicates exactly what's going on. So the way the whole thing works is this old woman shows up and she gives Dakota Fanning this box. And she tells Dakota Fanning that if she doesn't follow these simple rules of the box, then by the end of the evening, she is going to die. And she's told that she needs to put things into the box that she hates, she loves, and she needs. Well, it goes hates, needs, and loves. Okay, I don't know if that's important to the order or not, but that's how it goes into the movie. And so anyways, she is then kind of led to believe certain things, right? But at no point in time do they ever solidify exactly why this is happening. There could be some moments where you're thinking, okay, this has to do with personal sacrifice and what we're willing to give up in order to survive, some kind of situation. But then in areas where you think that the movie would go extremely hard, if that's the message, it seems like it kind of lightens things up a little bit and does a little bit of misdirection and things of that sort to throw you off the scent of what's really going on. But then in the more lighter things, it goes really hard and it makes for some just absolutely cringe types of violence in this film, like personal cringe violence, let's put it that way, that just makes you go, yay! Now, that's pretty much what this movie delivers on. Some really creepy moments, some very good, well-crafted scares, but it doesn't really explain or give you any meaning behind exactly why all of this is happening. Even if it is something that's completely random, for goodness sakes, lock that in, because the whole idea of just something completely horrible happening to somebody out of the blue for no good reason whatsoever is fairly horrific in all honesty. But again, the film doesn't latch that down. It doesn't latch down the idea that she's supposed to be trying to sacrifice things of great meaning and great love to her in order for her own survival. The film leads you to believe that she has to make some really massive, horrible choices, but then it kind of, shows a way to kind of bend the rules if you need to. So all in all, I'd have to say that this film does deliver some really good scares and some really atmospheric moments and some excellent acting from Dakota Fanning, but being a really satisfying horror movie, I would have to say this is a no. The ending also ends up leaving you with more questions than answers. It doesn't fully tie everything together, and if it's supposed to be a movie that's supposed to have a dark, sinister ending, then make sure it has a dark, sinister ending. But if it's supposed to be something that fills you with hope, and you're supposed to feel good at the end of it, well, then do that. But this movie, on the other hand, it leaves you with more of a, well, hell, that was a thing that happened. Boy, that kind of sucked for them, huh? And that's it. I mean, if you're looking for something that's going to deliver the creeps and all, this is going to be the film for you. So let's move into the positives. Okay, first off, if you're looking for something that's just going to creep you out, make you squeamish, make you feel kind of icky and all, this movie delivers. It does have some great moments like that. The film does deliver in the scares department. It does deliver in the atmosphere. It just doesn't quite latch down that story to really push it on home to be something that I feel would be a theatrical release. Dakota Fanning also does an excellent job with her performance in this film. She is the main focus of this movie and pretty much the only, I would say, real character in the film. Catherine Hunter does show up in this movie a little bit. There's some other people that pop up for some smaller performances, but pretty much Dakota Fanning is the star of this film. It is all about her, and the quality of this film really depends on her performance, and she does an excellent job really driving this film home and making you feel scared, and you also making her character very endearing and someone that you really do want to see get through this. She's not playing an awful human or anything like that. She's pretty much playing a very average person who's at the crossroads in their life. They could kind of go one way or another. They can either, try to keep following a dream that they have, or just settle down and say, you know what, the 9-to-5 job is for me kind of situation. So I really liked this character, and Dakota delivers an excellent performance. The scares are definitely on point, and the practical effects in this movie are very, very good. This movie has a little bit of gore to it. It's nothing that I would say is super overpowering or necessarily all that gross and icky, but it is definitely there. It's much more in the realistic realm and very close up and in your face kind of stuff. Dakota Fanning's character has to do some pretty gnarly things in order to move on in this box situation, and the special effects are just as brutal and just as gross as what you would expect. So all in all, guys, I would have to say my rating on this is that this is a perfectly acceptable sit at home, watch it on a Friday night, get a few creeps out of it kind of movie. But if this is something that was supposed to be a theatrical release, I think the movie is really lacking in that category. This film is currently on PlayStation Plus. No, this film is currently on Paramount Plus. You can stream it, and honestly, I don't think that this movie is one of those movies that's going to get you to get a subscription for Paramount Plus, but if it's getting close to Halloween, you want to watch a little bit of a creepy movie that's not going to really take a lot out of you or anything like that, just a perfectly acceptable little creep fest, get a little scares, hand out candy to the kids while you're doing it, this is a perfect film for that, in all honesty. You can sit there and take a few breaks in between, hand out candy to the kids and all, and you're going to be perfectly fine catching up from where you left off. So anyways, guys, this is a perfectly acceptable stream it out of curiosity if you are a subscriber of Paramount Plus. Well, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek, guys. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you could do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.